In this tutorial, I will explain what a VPN and geo-blocking comprises of, along with its uses and impacts. However, to explain what it is and explore what it can be used for, some background information will be needed, such as what a network is and network traffic entails. So what is a computer network? A computer network is essentially numerous computers connected to each other. By computers, it's not only PCs, but also Macs, smartphones, printers, etc. So there are various ways for computers to connect to each other, like Wi-Fi, Ethernet cables, and etc. etc. The brain of the network is the router, which handles all the traffic coming through. The network traffic or data traffic is the amount of data moving across networks at a given point in time. The router also identifies the computers on your networks and gives them a unique IP address, which serves to ID your computer. The router also connects to the internet via a modem, which is provided by an internet provider. So the switch is the component that distributes all the information to the computers and devices. A router usually has 4 built-in switches, but homes often buy additional switches so that more devices can be connected. So now that an idea of what a network has been illustrated, we can take a look at what a VPN is. So a VPN stands for a virtual private network. And when you connect your computer or another device, such as a smartphone or a tablet, to a VPN, the computer acts as if it's on the same local network as the VPN. So then all your network traffic is sent over to a secure connection to the VPN. Since your computer acts as if it's on the network, the VPN is connected to, it allows you to more securely access local network resources. So this works when you're on the other side of the world, which means that you'll be able to use the internet as if you were present at the VPN's location, which has some benefits if you're using public Wi-Fi or want to access geo-blocked websites, which we will get into later. So VPN is a simple but very useful tool. It can allow you to access your home's network while traveling, hide your browsing activity, access geo-blocked websites, and downloading files. So the reason to download with a VPN is usually because ISPs sometimes throttle certain things like torrenting. And the reason that it's more secure is because it encrypts your data, which makes it a lot harder to hack into. There are then a group of pros of VPNs, as they can help companies and individuals to more securely share information and to download it at a higher speed. However, it also comes with negatives. A lot of VPN services are actually scams that come with viruses. And since you are changing your IP, other networks can see you that are using a shared VPN, see that you are using a shared VPN, which might lead to your own IP address being blacklisted. So a recent example of this is how Netflix is attempting to ban VPN users based on their IP. And a final thing to note is that it can actually decrease your connection, since the decryption that happens from your end to the other, which would slow down your connection, increase your ping. So geo-blocking. Geo-blocking, on the other hand, is the system used to limit your access to the internet based on your geographic location. By looking at an IP address, your computer makes a request to a server for content. Its IP address is sent with that request, so the server knows where to send that requested content. And that IP address usually doesn't have a big significance. However, it can identify your location with relative accuracy, which means that whatever content you want to access can look whatever provider of a content you want to access can look at the IP address and have a protocol that decides whether or not you will be allowed access based on where you are. So the main reason geoblocking occurs is because the provider of the content you're trying to access either doesn't have permission or legal right to display its content in your country. However, it may also be because the country that you are trying to access it in has decided that the content may be offensive, or for some other reason have decided for you not to watch it, as it may be inappropriate for the user. So a common method of getting around geo-blocking is through a VPN, as we discussed earlier, as it changes your IP and fools where your geographic location is. So a real-life example of this, which many of us are familiar with, is YouTube's blocking of some content based on your geographical location. So you could be staying in countries like US, in the UK, or India, but may not be able to watch every video on YouTube, which is because the content owners have only allowed access to that video from certain countries or geographic regions. So if your computer's IP address falls outside the geographic region, YouTube will display an error saying this video is not available in your country. This message usually has nothing to do with censorship, but it sometimes does. But more likely that the owner of the video clip has limiting access. So, for instance, a video uploaded to YouTube by Warner Bros. Or Sony Entertainment may not be available outside the US. Similarly, BBC's videos on YouTube can only be watched from the UK.